Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new, my name is Nadine and I pretty much do videos on motherhood, natural care, and motivation. I am a first-time mommy, so all of these experiences are very new to me, and I think it's awesome that I have the platform to go ahead and share those experiences with you guys. For those of you that have been following me now for a bit, you guys know that I've recently went to New York with my son, who is now 9 months, and we flew to New York by ourselves, and it was actually a pretty decent trip, back and forth, the flying, and I wanted to come on here and tell you guys some tips that I found or I think would be helpful. But before I do want to let you know that my fiance Charles and I, we are sleep training the baby, and this is night 3. He's actually sleeping right now, but baby, it was a long 3 days. I'll just say that, and I have a video with that coming with all the details and all of that. And the point of me saying that, I am pro water, but today your girl is going to be sipping on some wine. It is La Marca Prosecco, and it's sparkling wine, so when you see me lift up my container, you know what it is, all right? Your girl needs to boost. First time mommy vibes. Send them over here because it's a lot, but we still there, all right? All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So my first tip in flying with an infant by yourself is to not overpack. Do not overpack. You are only one person and you are with a whole other human being. You want to consolidate your bags as much as you can. For me, in my experience, what I did was I had a huge, it wasn't huge, it was a pretty big tote bag. And instead of bringing a baby bag and for me to have a carry-on bag, I just took his stuff and put his stuff in my tote bag. And it helped a lot. Once we checked in our suitcase, the only thing that I had going through the airport literally was his stroller, him of course inside the stroller, and the one carry-on bag between him and I. And what I tried to do when I was packing everything in the carry-on bag was I tried to pack as necessary as possible. So I only packed things that I knew that he would need or I would need. You also want to arrive at the airport early. Do not wait last minute. Uriah woke up at about 4:30 on his own. I don't know if he felt the energy that we were traveling and he was just like, up, I'm ready to go. That gave me time to wake up, to have my coffee, and to start getting ready. Once I started getting ready, it was kind of just grab and go. Pretty much it was just grab and go. I laid everything out on my bed the night before so that I wouldn't be looking around for stuff. Make sure that you pack the night before. Make sure you have everything that you need for your flight the night before so that you're not hassling and looking for any outfits, any jewelry. Have it all laid out. I had everything laid out in my guest room, his clothes and my clothes, so that when we woke up, it was just time to go. And I also feel like it puts you in a very space, so you don't feel like you're running around trying to get a million things packed or ready to go. Our flight was at 7 and we left the house at 5. We got to the airport by about 5:30, and that gave me plenty of time. Once I got to the airport, we were able to check our bags. Once we went through security and once we checked in at our gate to make sure everything was good, I made sure that both baby and I went to the bathroom. I changed his diaper. This way, when we got on the plane, I'd be a little bit comfortable. I wouldn't have backed up urine trying to wait online or trying to go to the bathroom with the baby at the same time. It's my first flight, so I just wanted to be extra prepared. In your carry-on, you want to make sure that you are packing things that you absolutely need. When you're packing, you want to make sure that you're packing the things that you know you're going to really use at the top of your carry-on. So for example, what I did was I put his formula, I put his bottles, I put his diapers, I put his wipes, and things like that that I knew that I absolutely was going to need at the top, So imagine we're on the flight and I'm holding him, but I have to bend down into the bag and pick things up, right? So as I am picking whatever I need from the bag, the more necessary things are available and at my reach to pick up. So I know a lot of mommies did tell me to make sure that I had a bottle if I was giving him formula or breastfeeding, just to make sure that I had something to give him as the plane took off. The reason for this is, you know, when you fly, your ears tend to pop. And obviously if it's happening to a baby for the first time, they're not comfortable, so they're going to cry, and you don't know how babies are going to react, right? Some of them get uncomfortable, they may squeal. Some of them get uncomfortable and they just may go crazy. So I did have a bottle ready to go before we took off. Luckily, he did not need it. He was too busy just taking his environment. The ladies that we were sitting next to, he like fell in love with. They entertained him, he entertained them. So have a bottle on deck as soon as the plane takes off. Some other things that I think are necessary for you to pack in your tote bag. I actually wrote a list in my notebook for you and baby. So the first thing is ready to use formula. We ain't got time to be fixing bottles. Have the powder poured into the baby's bottle already before you take flight, or have your breast milk ready to go. I packed 2 bottles. I packed a bunch of bibs and burp rags, and I did 2 of each. I packed lots of wipes and diapers. I think most of the baby bag was full of diapers and wipes, because I was really trying to figure out, like, why is it so heavy? I know I didn't pack too much clothes. Then when I looked at it, it was a ton of wipes and a ton of diapers, but I did want to make sure that I was safe. Again, my first time by myself, I needed to make sure that I was okay. And okay I was, because I was prepared. Make sure, well, I had Purell hand wipes and sanitizer wipes. When we were flying from Georgia to New York with Delta, they actually gave us a bunch of both hand sanitizer wipes and hand wipes. Say bring a changing pad for the changing station. And the one that I had, you can actually open it up and put your wipes in one compartment, and you can put the diapers in one compartment, and it was really easy peasy to close and fold. So I highly recommend that. You want to make sure that you have 2 outfits for you and the baby, just if in case there are any accidents. Again, this was my first flight. Luckily I did not have any, but when I was doing my research, a lot of women recommended that you bring a change of clothes for you and the baby. You never know when there's a poop explosion. Just be ready, right? Just be ready. You want to make sure that you pack at least, I'd say at least 2 toys. For Uriah, what I did was I packed 2 like plasticky, inexpensive toys that I had that I knew, like, if I lost them, he'd be okay, I'd be okay, because he's a very active child. And so I knew that at one point the toy was gonna fall under his seat. So I really tried to pack 2 toys that I knew wouldn't affect us either way. He was entertained by the screen, and like I said, the neighbors right next to him, so he didn't really business with his toys, so that was also a plus. I packed a blanket and a sweater. On the flight, he fell asleep, and I didn't want to wake him up to put a sweater on, so when he fell asleep on my lap, I literally just took the blanket and just put over him. If you don't have a blanket, you can always just take the sweater and just put over him, just so that they're warm, right? The only thing that I think I would do differently on my flight was to bring a lighter stroller. The stroller was just too heavy, and I felt like my arm was kind of giving out just trying to hold it and like walk as we're boarding. And also when we were coming off, I'm holding him, but I have to like unlatch the lock so that it'll open. It was just a lot. Thankfully I did have a lot of support. There were flight attendants that walked by. There were passengers coming off the plane like, hey, do you need help? I can help you. But I think what I would do next time is pack a lighter stroller. But yes, mamas, if you are a first-time mom and you are flying solo-dolo, without daddy, without hubby, without your fiance, whatever you want to call it, without your mom, your father, whoever, It's okay. You are going to be okay. The only thing that you need to make sure is that you are prepared. Do not wait last minute. Do not wait last minute. One more time.
Not wait last minute.
Like, it feels so good to execute all of the steps. Like when you know that you're prepared, when you know that you've packed the night before or weeks in advance. Start packing weeks in advance. Like, take the time to put in the work to prepare before you just get up and go, so that your mind is in the right state. The only thing that you're focused on the morning of is getting up and getting ready to go. But yeah, you are going to make it. People are super supportive, and to those people who are not, they don't know anything. Like, you are a mother with a child. Pay them no mind. There's nothing that you can do if your baby starts crying. Like, that's just what it is. So yeah, if you have any questions about flying with your newborn and you're by yourself, please feel free to leave questions down at the bottom. And yes, you got this, mama. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment box below, and I'd be more than happy to answer. And thank you guys for watching. And if you're a first time mommy, you got this, girl.